Today, the Drop's Gannon Breslin explains the whole controversy over ApeCoin. New York State gets closer to suspending proof-of-work mining, and crypto prices are holding on to the most recent rally. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Pippa Stevens. Crypto prices are in the green again today. The market as a whole rose about 0.75% by noon Eastern. Bitcoin rose about 0.25% since yesterday, holding above the $42,000 mark. Ether gained about 1.25%, and XRP gained a little less than 0.3%. Crypto World's Mackenzie Sigalos has more context on today's price action.
Bitcoin's price moves currently reflect what's happening in the stock market. In fact, Bitcoin's correlation to the S&P 500 has hit a 17-month high. That means that the world's biggest cryptocurrency, at least at the moment, is behaving a lot like stocks rather than a safe haven like gold. So in practice, a continued rally in equities could mean that Bitcoin will move higher. Quick note, the S&P 500 saw its first bullish close in a month on Tuesday. But a lot of investors are not convinced that this recovery is sustainable. The recent rise in global equities has happened alongside spiking inflation, a war between Russia and Ukraine, and increasingly hawkish talk from the Fed, which, remember, just last week hiked rates for the first time since 2018. Meanwhile, in another sign that institutional adoption is growing, there are reports that the world's largest hedge fund is taking crypto seriously. Ray Dalio's Bridgewater Associates, which has $150 billion in assets under management, is apparently preparing to back its first crypto fund, according to sources speaking to CoinDesk. Now, while the report says that Bridgewater itself currently has no plans of directly investing in crypto assets, it serves as another example of a major institutional player treating crypto like a serious asset class.
Today's top stories in crypto. First up, Bitcoin mining just avoided a ban in Europe, but it could face one in New York State. A bill to place a 2-year moratorium on proof-of-work mining just advanced from committee in the New York Assembly. Now, some state lawmakers think the consensus mechanism could hinder their goal of reducing emissions by 85% by 2050. Now, lawmakers still need to vote on the bill, and no date has been set. Next, Crypto.com sports partnerships keep growing. The exchange is now an official sponsor of the 2022 World Cup. Crypto.com didn't say how much it spent, but its logo will be all over the arena in Qatar when the games kick off in November. The exchange recently closed the largest naming rights deal in history when it changed the Staples Center in LA to the Crypto.com Arena. That's said to have cost an estimated $700 million. Last, the creators of the Bored Ape Yacht Club just raised $500 million with the help of Andreessen Horowitz. That gives NFT creator Yuga Labs an estimated value of $4 billion. Other major players, such as Animoca Brands and FTX, got in on the funding round as well. Our main story is also about the Bored Ape Yacht Club and the new token for Bored Ape owners. ApeCoin is a governance token that allows owners of Bored Apes to vote on issues like protocol changes and to provide exclusive access to merchandise and games. But the biggest winners so far are companies like Animoca Brands and Andreessen Horowitz. These partners helped launch ApeCoin and received $1.7 billion in the process. Crypto World's Mackenzie Sigalos spoke to the Drop's Gannon Breslin about the new token and some of the controversy.
So Yuga Labs announced that it closed a $450 million funding round. What does this mean for the NFT space?
With this whole round, it shows how much venture capital is getting into this space. Yuga Labs raised $450 million because they're creating their own metaverse, and we have an entire metaverse arms race right now. The original ones were the Sandbox, Decentraland. We saw Mark Zuckerberg at South by Southwest talk about Meta and the metaverse that he's trying to create. And this shows that Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is created by Yuga Labs, they're trying to create their own monopoly here, and they're getting all these huge firms involved, people like Liontree, Sound Ventures, Thrive Capital, FTX, MoonPay, all to back this new venture and really take a strong hold on the entire NFT market.
So, Gannon, last week, ApeCoin DAO, which importantly is separate from the creator of the NFTs, Yuga Labs, airdropped a token called ApeCoin. Now, can you walk us through some of the basics of this token and what is it supposed to do for Bored Ape holders?
Yeah, definitely. So ApeCoin just dropped a couple of days ago. It was immediately on Coinbase, Binance, FTX, some of the biggest crypto exchanges in the world. And it's an ERC20 token. And if you receive this airdrop per se, that means you owned one of the Yuga Labs NFTs, a Mutant Ape, a Bored Ape, or one of the Kennel Club NFTs. Essentially, you are entitled to about 10,094 ape coins, um, which in today's prices right now is around $131,000 USD for owning just one of these NFTs. You are given that, and it's a DAO, which is a decentralized autonomous organization, and essentially with these coins, it's going to be the currency of what many call the Yugaverse. What Yuga Labs, their big brain idea is to essentially have these in-game currencies to be able to dictate the direction of what the DAO operates, and be digital money in their world.
Also, there was a bit of drama around this airdrop. Apparently, one person was able to game over $1 million worth of ApeCoin. How bad a look is this for NFTs?
So I think there's a big misconception about exactly what occurred. Essentially, this person used a separate platform that is not owned by Yuga Labs. It's called NFTX. They're a lending platform in which the person had 5 Bored Apes, and they combined them into one token in which they're basically lending out their apes, and someone, if they forked up the money, could borrow those apes. Well, there was a very smart person out there who got the money. He or she borrowed this tokenized group of apes, and the airdrop occurred, and that person got $1.1 million in ApeCoin. So in my honest opinion, this person who tokenized their apes, he or she went onto this platform to have them lended out to receive passive income. I think it's on that person that they should have been following the investment. They should have known, when all these announcements were coming out from Yuga Labs, from the Bored Ape Yacht Club, that hey, if you hold these apes, you're going to get these ape coins. That's when that person should have taken it off that NFTX platform.
Now, overall, does this consolidation of wealth sort of work against the promise of a decentralized web with Web3 and NFTs?
I think a lot of people that are at war with what is Web3, right? True Web3 to its core is no, everyone is making decisions independently in this system, and there's no centralized unit or government or body. Now, as much as we love this idea, it's harder put into practice, right? So we're seeing a lot of Web 2 ideals shift over to Web 3. I think there's just growing pains here. But at the end of the day, Bored Ape Yacht Club and Yuga Labs have made it very well known, and basically put out to their community that this is something that they really care about. One example in which they showed this was when they acquired CryptoPunks and Meebits. They immediately told all the holders that everyone has commercial rights over these NFTs, which before they didn't.
Do you expect that we'll see more of these governance tokens for NFT holders?
Definitely, we're seeing them in many areas already. I think that Yuga Labs with their ApeCoin DAO was probably the most well-known one, with just the sheer number of money put at play. I think that a lot of these NFTs, they're startups, they're full-on businesses, and in the spirit of Web3, they want to give the holders of these NFTs the ability to have a voice in the direction of the company, of the direction of what is the founding team going to do next. Are they going to create some sort of game, or are they going to have some sort of merch line? There's a lot of things that you can do with the NFTs and the coins and the tokens and the DAO, and that's what makes it so exciting.
Before we go, we want to let you know that tomorrow we're talking to Rebecca Hoffman of Blockchain for Energy. We'll find out how blockchain networks could help ease shifting oil production in the wake of the war in Ukraine. For now, you're all caught up, and we will see you tomorrow.